Hey guys, welcome back to Loft Sports. It's Tyler coming at you with the Notre Dame Louisville preview game. Irish took care of business on Saturday, dominating Florida State. Now we set our sights on the Cardinal. This was a game that last year, a little bit surprising. Notre Dame struggled with Louisville in the first half. It was that Labor Day night game on the road, first game of the season for 2019. Not as concerned going into this game as I was going into the game last year. Part and take was that it was the first game of last year's season on the road. You know, obviously road games are a little different this year with limited fans, unless you ask Dan Mullen and you're playing at Texas A&M. But yeah, Louisville has actually regressed. Last year, we played Louisville and we struggled in the first half, and I was like, maybe that's a sign Notre Dame's not as good as we think. Turned out Louisville was a pretty good team. They went on to win 7 or 8 games after a 2-10 season previous. They showed some real progress last year. I was kind of expecting Louisville to take another step or at least duplicate the results. And I got to tell you, if you're a Cardinal fan, it doesn't look very good. You're off to a 1-3 start. Kind of struggled with, I think it was Western Kentucky in the first week, which Western Kentucky's not a terrible group of 5 team, but they're not Memphis or Houston or somebody like that. So kind of a disappointing first game for Louisville. And then they had the game day game against Miami. They hung around for a while, and then they kind of fell apart in the second half. And since then, they've just kind of fallen apart. They lost a close game against Pitt, and then they got blown out by a Georgia Tech team that, frankly, I'm not that impressed with. Georgia Tech really should have lost to Florida State. Florida State just gave the game away against Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech hammered Louisville. I think they scored like 46 points. So this should not be a game where Notre Dame is struggling in any form. Louisville has had trouble moving the ball, and they've certainly had trouble stopping people. This should actually be a repeat of the Florida State game. Louisville is undersized up front in the trenches on both sides of the ball. They've got decent skill guys on the perimeter on both sides of the ball. But this should be one of those games where Notre Dame says, okay, we're just going to line up and run the ball and lean on you for 4 quarters. Play action over the top. Receivers should be running wide open. As long as we don't turn the ball over and we play a clean game, we should dominate. We did not play a clean game against Florida State. We spotted them about 10 points, and then we blew a coverage. And, guy did jump up and get it, but Florida State basically had a huge pass play and a fumble and a muff punt. We gave them 17 points, bang, bang, in that first half. Otherwise, that game's never even remotely close. As long as Notre Dame doesn't do those types of things, this shouldn't be a close game with Louisville. This game should be 45-13 or something like that, which is what the Florida State game probably would have been, take away those couple mistakes. So Louisville's just undersized. They're 1-3. They're on a 3-game losing streak. They've kind of lost their momentum that they had when game day was there for the game against Miami. A little disappointed. They seem like they've regressed, but moving on, this should be a game Notre Dame just goes out there. As long as we execute, keep our guys healthy. These are the kind of games I want to see Notre Dame play to their standard, as Coach Kelly always says. Take care of the opponent, but also stay clean. Not make mistakes, and most importantly, stay healthy so we can get ready for, it's already going to be the midpoint of our season here. So I think Notre Dame should win convincingly. This game should be over, if not by halftime, certainly mid-third quarter. Defense shouldn't have a problem getting Louisville off the field. It's a similar offense to Florida State. Mobile quarterback, limited pass game. Going to be more dependent on the run game. If they don't get that going, they're going to be forced to throw. If we get them behind the chains, get them behind in the game, they're going to panic and they're going to be out of their game plan. So this should be a replica of last week's game. Keywords should be. But as long as Notre Dame takes care of business, this should be a monster win. So that's really all I got on this one. Thank you guys so much. This is Tyler with Loft Sports. Go out.